Living glam. Living rock. Living with Jonathan and Katy.
Welcome back
to Living
with Jonathan
and Katy in quarantine.
And we have a very special guest with us today.
Very special, very funny comedian
Writer.
who you all know and love.
Writer, comedian, tweeter,
Actor.
activist,
Yeah.
and punk historian,
And graphic novel aficionado.
and pomade expert.
Yeah.
Chris Estrada.
And Mother Boy.
And Mother Boy, your number one credit.
Mother.
Love Mother.
Chris's number one Mother Boy. We're here. This is Chris's true hell.
Yeah.
If we were like, Chris, what could be your true hell? It would be actually trapped in a house with Jonathan and I
Doing a
with
podcast.
nowhere to go.
Where to go?
You can't do anything.
When I listen to previous episodes, sometimes I have to listen to them in two-parters.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this is a lot of like, just language I don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then I'll listen to the next part the next day and I'll be like, all right, cool.
Yeah. We speak fluent slut.
Yeah. It's fluent
No, he
slut.
literally, I don't expect you to listen to it at all.
Yeah.
But I was like, have you listened to it? And he just goes, why would I listen to the two most annoying people I know?
I did subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes.
That's
though.
all that matters.
We do appreciate
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
truly numbers
Yeah.
and analytics are all that matter.
I mean, I gave
Yeah.
it 1 star.
But-
I gave it a bad review.
you were like, not enough punk.
yeah.
That's one more star than we already had.
That is true.
Yeah.
Chris, how are you feeling being a special guest on this show in this time, in this era, in this climate?
Well, it sucks that it took a pandemic for me to be invited on the show.
No,
Look,
we.
Here's the thing.
This
We
is
had
going to be the
Yes.
14th episode.
look at we
first
had
of all, actually, it's going to be the 18th, but
Oh, God.
sluts out there listening and
Sluts.
quarantined in your apartments. We had plans for Chris Estrada. We had a schedule for him to come on the show. It was much later in the year, but he stuck here, and all our other guests canceled because of COVID. So
yeah.
yeah. So this is gonna be an interview. It's just gonna be a conversation.
Yeah.
We're gonna have him on
I
later.
mean, COVID is annoying.
Just the name.
Yeah, it's just annoying.
Wait, do you like coronavirus better?
No, I'm just trying to say that it's annoying that it's like affecting our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It ruined my career.
Yeah.
And it
I was
ruined my
about
life.
to be on Amazon Prime.
We were about to be
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime. Yeah,
right as
I know.
yeah.
I was hoping to do showcases. They're done. No more.
I had 3 months of stand-up work
Yeah.
back to back to back. Never had that before in my career. Cancel. Yeah, we're complaining about it, but it's ruined like so many people who we know and
Yeah.
people don't know
Yeah.
lives.
Well, it's
Right.
weird because I keep thinking like when we come back, and I know people are being very dramatic and they're like, "Will stand-up be back?" It's like, oh my god, shut up.
Yeah.
But
And the answer is probably not for a long time.
and hopefully not for women. We've been too active in it.
Well,
But no, it's like when we come back, what can we talk about? Because you're not going to be like, oh, when your mom's like whatever. Like people will be like,
Everybody's
we've
gonna be
just
talking about
emerged
the same
from a
thing.
like
Yeah.
crisis.
Yeah.
but it's almost
thing.
that's why it's good that you guys had me on because I am the leading expert on COVID-19.
According to your Twitter, you've been really popping off as
I've been really popping
as a
off.
scientist.
I've been letting people know what's going on. So, and then putting those tweets on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That's
literally
your
the other day he goes,
specialty.
"Do you want me to teach you how to put tweets on Instagram?"
Yeah.
Also,
And I was like, "I'm the one who helped you download Instagram the first time ever, and that was only 4 days ago."
everyone does it, and I have been a staunch resistor to that. Everyone does it, and I think it does help your career, but I can't bring myself to do it.
You know why
And in
I do
fact,
it?
Chris Garcia did it recently, and he was even in his caption, he was like, "Guys, I usually would never post a tweet on
Yes.
Instagram, but it's come to this at this point."
I'm glad to say I started 2 years ago. I mean, you know what it is? I did it because I don't really like to take pictures of myself, and I don't. When I'm out, I usually don't think, let me take a picture of this and then put it up on Instagram.
Right.
So like,
And you need content for the gram. So.
yeah. And then I'm like, well, I write jokes. These are
Yeah.
jokes from my Twitter. So here's that. And then sometimes it's great because sometimes you get more likes on them on like Instagram than you do on Twitter.
Do you show, I can't remember, do you show your retweets and likes? Because with me, most of my tweets only get like 5 likes. So I would want to cut that off just to see the joke.
We'll talk later. I'll show you how to do that. That's a.
I actually Photoshop more likes into it.
Yes, you do.
I go, guys, viral again.
Do you really?
No, but that would be
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
No,
That's
she actually.
genius.
I should do 1.5
You know
million.
what she does? She does Photoshop them. She'll put 69 retweets and 420 likes.
So stupid. That is so
on every one.
I know. Do you what do you feel like you're going to talk about when you get back?
I don't know. It's kind of crazy because I just think to myself, like, I do miss stand up. Like, it does suck. Like, because I do it pretty often.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do it pretty often, and I'm like, damn, I miss. Like, the first few days it didn't bother me, and then up until like I would say mid this week, I was like, fuck, it's been over a week now. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you're
damn.
really buzzing for it because
Yeah.
I've been like making fringe chandeliers and
Yeah.
starting an Etsy store, and he's been nonstop on his phone, and I keep trying to get him to get off his phone because I'm like, don't stress yourself out, don't be too plugged in. You know what I mean? Just like put the phone down, it's okay. But then I realized that Twitter is kind of your stage right now,
Yeah.
and you.
Well,
need
I'm
it.
just. Well, that's the
He's
thing.
like constant, but you tweet like 20
tweet-
times a day now.
No,
What
I
else-
just
what else
twice
is
a
there
day.
to fucking
No,
do?
I know it's
Yeah.
funny you'd think, but
I just tweet twice a day, like once or twice a day. But
Yeah.
but I'm constantly looking at what like people are saying. I think I think because when I look at some people's jokes,
Yeah.
they really do make me laugh. And then they go, oh, that's an angle I didn't think of. That's really funny. And it's like alleviating. I go, oh,
Yeah.
good. It's distracting. I'm just like,
that's true.
it's really distracting because a lot of the times what I'm looking at is just other comics or like people who are writing funny stuff on Twitter. So yeah, there is like accounts like the World Health Organization or like politicians who like I
peers in
follow.
the science
My
community.
peers in the science community, but so I'll look at that stuff too. But it's mostly I'm looking at what other comics are saying. But I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I think everybody's gonna talk about their experience
Yeah.
being locked up, like being just like self-isolating. I think that's what everybody's going to talk about. It's going to be,
The thing is though, like
we're all going to have we're all going to have the same hack joke. So
But
everybody's going to have
I
such
think
a common
it'll
thing.
be okay because this is going to be like the new normal for a while. So when everyone comes back, we're all going to be able to relate.
Yeah.
So, and I think the trick is like making it about which like XYZ comedians doing it, like what's their quarantine like or what was their experience. Even though it's similar, it's like you need to make it, like to personality. Like for me, my quarantine is just me like lifting weights all day, bulking, titting, and honestly looking myself in the mirror. And I'm just gonna get really hot. And once I start to really rip, right? I'm gonna start posting it on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll be worse than you ever thought you even were. Like whenever, remember back like 2 years ago, I was like, "Oh, you're posting tweets on Instagram." I'm about to be like way worse. than
You're
that.
telling me
I'm
you're
about to
gonna
just do my
become an Insta-gay?
yeah.
Well,
That's
I
what
will
this
say
pandemic's
this.
doing.
I will
I'm just
say
gonna do
this.
my tits on Instagram.
Yeah, even though you don't do that now, I still find you annoying. So
Yeah, but
on just one
wait.
social platform. So imagine how annoying I'm gonna find you on Instagram.
He finds me annoying, and I never post anything. I'll post one tweet every 17 weeks.
You're right.
Do you reply guy to him?
No, but he is my reply gay.
I haven't replied to you in a long time.
No, he doesn't.
Hashtag.
No.
Yeah, but I did at one point call him my reply gay, which you told me. Like you gave that to me as a
I
joke.
thought that was yours.
No, that was.
I think he called me a reply guy, and then I responded back reply gay.
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I said
No, I
I.
think that's
I got the receipts.
yeah.
Well, we'll look it up. It's a credit. It's a joke I'm taking credit for.
No,
but
it's mine. It's a Jonathan CERDA-ROWELL original.
I really doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the receipts. I got it.
We'll
I can
check it
find
out. We'll see.
I don't know, like it's weird because this is like dramatic for us like as a population, but like it just means we're staying home. It's not, this isn't like a 9/11 like where were you on the day? You know what I mean? It's like we're all just indoors.
Yeah, but it's made our way of life come to a halt.
Correct.
The economy come to a halt.
Everything we knew has melted away. You're right. It is.
Yeah. And it was crazy because I do feel like, and everyone's been tweeting about this, like in a lot of people's lives, people were like 2020 is like really like working out,
and off,
like
yeah.
it's really like a lot of good stuff were happening for all three of us, honestly, and a lot of other people were saying it in their lives, and so this just literally like put like an iron door, like just shut it down,
Well, in terms of the economy, I'm grateful that I'm on this podcast because being one of the world's leading economists.
Yeah.
Leading
economists.
Yes. I didn't say I was a linguist. I said I was an economist. So I'm glad I'm here to just kind of set the record straight. And well, I guess we're in kind of after just doing all the numbers.
Just yelled at, I just picture you yelling at a news anchor.
Yeah.
I ain't no fucking linguist.
So after just doing the numbers and like, just doing the numbers, I think the market will drop.
So stupid.
Yeah.
The market will drop.
Honey, I said it's gonna death drop. All right.
Yeah.
By the way, I've been watching Pose, and Chris is doing the thing of like not watching it, and then suddenly like I look up and he's like entranced by it, you know, and he keeps leaning over and just being like, "Why is Electra such a bitch?"
Well, it's Pose is one. It's interesting because it's really a bad show, a really bad show, and a really good show at the same time.
I sort of agree because it's kind of like, well, I thought the first season was just overly sentimental, but then the second season I like much better.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But you are having people like the lead lady who I like, she got better in her acting. You know what I mean? But she's still not the strongest actress. But it's kind of like, how would a transgender like drag house mama like talk? And I guess that's that.
Did you know about the story of Dorian Corey and the corpse in her closet?
What, Katie? No.
No, I just saw this.
Dorian Corey and the corpse in her closet. That sounds like a theater
She
kid.
told me about it. It was really
No,
crazy.
wait. Dorian,
is it crazy?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
wait.
nuts.
I'm looking
Did this just happen, or is this like
No,
old
this is
school?
from years ago.
Okay,
This is
Dorian
insane.
Corey is in Paris is Burning.
Okay.
She's one of the mothers.
Okay.
She's like the really older queen. She's like a little heavier. She's like, I think, very like light skinned.
Got it.
Black. And she's the one who's like, oh, the children now are like all these ridiculous categories. She's kind of like a little bit cynical because she's like really old.
Right.
Older generation. And so during that interview, so she died in 1993 and her friends went to go get her all her drag costumes and shit.
Yeah.
And there was a garment bag that they went to pull and they were like, this is really heavy. And they were like, wow, it's like entirely like, I think it was like duct tape sealed or like stitched, all, like you couldn't unzip it. And they were like, what the hell? It was like a vinyl bag. And then they were like, can we get like somebody to like cut this open? And they cut open and they were like, oh my God, it was a mummified corpse that was in her closet for, they think, 30 years. And there was a note on it that she wrote, this poor man broke into my house, or something like that, or like, I didn't mean to do this or whatever. But now they ID'd the guy. He was like a trash person. He like went to jail for rape, but they think he was her lover, and that he was very abusive to her because like people had heard of.
Hear that, Chris?
That or the other.
Hear that? Don't piss me off. You'll end up some sad corpse in my closet 32 years later.
I'm not your lover. I'd have better taste.
Listen, you're my lover if I say you're my lover, okay?
Cut to you're both missing, and I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Yes.
I don't need no one's permit. Okay, no, that's bad.
So this is that whole plot line, season 2 Pose. Sorry guys, spoiler alert. Of Electra,
It's been out forever, so
the guy dying and them like mummifying it.
Yeah.
Is inspired by that story. And apparently on her deathbed, she did tell her friend like, hey, I do have a dead guy in my closet.
Isn't that crazy?
If you told me that though, I would think you were like totally joking.
Yeah.
And I would be like, you're delirious because you're about to die, you know? And then they went back and she had mummified him so well. This is the most drag part about it.
I am going to watch you die. It's not going to be the other way around.
This time around.
Yes.
No. But the most drag part about it is that she had like wrapped him in like a vinyl pleather or whatever, right? Like a drag queen kind of material. Mm-hmm. But whatever she did it so well that he mummified entirely.
Oh my God.
And so she like didn't smell him and stuff. Some people apparently like said they like smelled maybe some chemical but it was like the weird leathery whatever. So this guy, he was in the fetal position. They found the mummy, totally mummified.
Jesus Christ.
And
kind of like in the show, they put this guy in the fetal position in the show and everything.
Season 2 inspiration. But the crazy thing is like they're like in her house during that filming, and like I was looking in the background, I'm like, where's the green garment bag? Like she has a fucking body in the house with her.
Shit.
Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking crazy.
And they said that they're like, why, if it was a domestic abuse thing or whatever, like why wouldn't she have called the cops? But
like they would have been nice to her.
like some like black transgender drag queen, like they wouldn't have given a shit.
Yeah, so they were like, no, not that. But
like
now
they would have gave her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he beat you, and then you finally got tired of it.
Yeah.
We get it.
But during the, but also it was like, she lived in like really crazy, I think she lived in Harlem in like crazy times, because they just released some new like B-roll of Paris is Burning, of those interviews.
Yeah.
And while she's like doing her face, you just hear like, pop, 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 pop. like shootings outside of her thing, and she's like,
Yeah.
someone's having a bad day, and like goes back to her eye makeup. But yeah, Dorian Corey.
That's how Chris did his makeup
Crazy.
back in the day in
Yeah.
Inglewood. Someone's having a bad day.
That's how I still do it.
But he literally he'll always be like, I'm like, do you want to watch this? He's like, no. And then he'll be like, Hunty, who is that over there?
Yeah.
Tens across the board.
It is funny though. It is. It just does make me laugh. It's like a ridiculous show.
Yeah.
It's good.
And that's the art of drag.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? What is your favorite part of this quarantine?
This favorite part of what? You know what? I actually don't. I really don't have a problem with it. Like I don't fucking. I'm an introvert anyway, so it's like to stay inside doesn't really bother me that much.
It's the not being able to get up. Huh?
It's not being able to like get up and do stand up and do things I like. Like, you know, it's the idea of like, oh, I can't go to this place and sit down and eat.
Right.
Or I can't go see my friends at a show or an open mic, or I can't go out and do stand up.
Yeah.
Or even like shows. I had shows lined up with like that I was gonna go do. Like I was featuring for my friend Frankie, and you know, those are canceled
Frankie
too.
Grande, Ariana Grande's
Frankie Grande,
Yeah,
brother.
Frankie Grande. Yeah, talented
Chris is his
comedian.
Go-Go Boy feature.
Yeah. But it does suck. So like that stuff bums me out and kind of gives me anxiety. But other than that, like just kind of staying inside, I don't fucking care. This is great.
Jonathan.
The only thing that's good about this is that all the writing program deadlines that I was applying to got pushed till like the end of April, so I have even more time.
Oh, great.
yeah.
That's amazing.
And that I'm like just lifting weights and getting fucking hot and jacking off to how hot I look in the mirror. So that's probably my favorite thing. But other than that, it's
You had a ridiculous tweet the other day.
I know, yeah.
It was the funniest fucking thing. I showed it to Katy. The tweet was, I know this sounds conceited, but I wish I could fuck my own ass.
yeah. That's the only reason. It's only when I have tweets like that I pop into Twitter. Otherwise, there's no need for me to be up in there.
You're like, this has to be said.
And
right
guess
now.
what? Katy didn't fave it, and I see you.
But I lost
Yeah.
it, and I see you, and that's erasure.
Yeah.
No, but other than
I've
that,
been not on my phone, but yeah.
no, but other than that, it's fucking sucks. I hate not being able to go to work. I hate not being able to visit my parents. I hate not being able to do stand up, like all the normal things. I hate.
You
that.
wouldn't visit your parents? I mean,
I don't visit them. No, they're on lockdown, and I told all my sisters to stop going over. Like it took them
That's good.
forever to stop going over.
I mean, I would. I think you're playing it safe, and you're playing it the safest, and that's the smart thing.
Yeah.
I have gone to visit my mom, but I don't. We're several feet away from each other. I don't hug her.
Got
I
it.
don't. Like nothing. We're not close.
I said that's the hardest part as a mother boy.
As a mother boy, to not hug.
to not have that close contact
Yeah,
with
the
your
woman
mother.
of
You're
your
both-
life.
You're both kind of mother boys.
we're mama's boy. Yeah, my boyfriend is always like, "Oh my god, you're such a fucking mama's boy," but I am. I just am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't hug mother. That's really hard.
No.
That has been the hardest part of this, is not being able to hug mother and give her a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
That really has been the hardest thing.
And my boyfriend makes fun of me for calling what I call my mom in Spanish, which is what I always grew up calling her, because I don't call her mom really, but I call her mamita. But my boyfriend's like, that's like mommy, like, but I still do it out in public and stuff. But
Yeah.
I can't
Call
help
my mom
it.
slut.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Was-
Yeah. She walks in and goes, "What's up, slut?"
And then you call your stepdad, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how you fucking bitch.
No, that's what I call my real dad, and I hope you're listening. Anyways, do you? I was saying this, on my hot live stream last night. Who's the one person you hope gets coronavirus?
Oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah.
Truly,
I did enjoy your live stream. We were laughing.
that it was so weird because a lot of people have been live streaming comedy shows.
Do you remember when? Which, by the way,
You both
in
dropped
defense,
in, and Chris dropped in to troll.
Yeah, I was trolling.
do you remember the dude who, in his defense, he has coronavirus right now? Who
Yeah,
was
the dude that was
streaming?
hosting the show.
So he was like,
Host.
like in a fever
Yeah.
dream. And then Katy at one point, like on a bad date, she was like, you have to ask me questions because I'm kind of feeling, I don't know, which you were trying to keep it going, but he wasn't
Yeah.
volleying anything to you. But I think it's because of his 101 fever.
No, he was
Yeah.
being nice because he wasn't sure like if I was doing material, because some people were just like straight up doing material, but I can't do that like live. It's so
That's unprofessional.
I'm so sorry. It was your own sister.
As Chris was watching like some punk video underneath it
Watching nothing.
while you were talking.
Yeah.
No, but the live streams are weird because like if it was like live chatting where you could like see the audience and they're responding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just you just staring and talking at your phone, so you don't have that feedback interaction.
No.
It's too weird.
It's not stand-up.
I saw some people doing it. Like, I saw there was a comedy quarantine show that they
Right.
put a bunch of comics on. I like dropped in to watch it, and it was literally like some comics like walking around. I guess just to feel more comfortable and like the idea that you're doing stand-up. They were walking around like
pacing as though you're on stage.
pacing a little
Yeah.
bit, and then just talking into their camera and doing bits.
Right.
And it really felt pretty uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in watching it, I was like, I said, I thought to myself, well, God bless them for trying. And like, they seem to have a good amount of people watching. And I thought, I hope people are getting entertained. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but I would do it. But I was just saying, it might be uncomfortable.
But I
It's
think
weird.
the trick to it is like, I think you could do it and you just like pretend you're having conversation, but just work your bits that sound natural into it.
I say do it.
You know
You
what I
got to
mean?
do it, which I was asking him to do, kind of like late night panel style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's how you would.
Well,
yeah.
you know what I want to
Right.
do was I was telling Katy that I would, if I was on one of those shows, I would read like monologue style jokes I wrote.
Just one off.
Oh,
Just one
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
Like-
That's
how
kind of cool.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah.
Because I think to myself like, oh, you'll be able to get stuff from that.
Right,
Like
right.
people will find it funny. It's just going off on jokes, reading tweets.
Right.
Going
It's
off on
weird
jokes.
though, but like why is a live stream stand up like not fun or like weird as opposed to like watching a Netflix special? But it's because you're still watching an audience interaction.
Yeah, you're
with
watching an
a
audience interact.
person,
But honestly,
you know?
most of those Netflix specials suck and they're not funny. So yeah.
Do you hear that, Mr. Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fix your content.
Yeah. I know you haven't heard of me, but I'm here to.
Netflix, you got taken down a notch.
I mean, a lot of them are bad. Not just
Yeah.
Netflix, like
yeah.
Amazon.
Well, that's gonna happen with more
Yeah.
comedy specials. They're just gonna be bad. Like
It's crazy.
yeah.
Like
But the pool is bigger now, so you're just gonna have bad ones.
yeah, it's true.
Can we have Jonathan do his impression? So one of our things that we love so much is like, just for fun, we watch like stand-up trailers because they're so painful. Even a good stand-up trailer is horrible. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's always like, she's back and better than ever. And then it's a chick being like, and then I was fucking him from behind. And it's like, no holds barred. And then she's like, ladies, what? But Jonathan does a character that is a French
Chris Rock.
stand-up.
Oh,
It's French Chris Rock.
It's going to be like the newest special from Jean-Luc Guérin.
Wakanda forever. On j'ai fait du temps, j'ai que compté très morgue. Elles le font. I don't know. That's it.
That's great.
That was great. Thank
That
you
was
so
great.
much for that high energy bit.
That sounds
would've
like
crushed on Instagram
authentic
Live.
French.
It
Yeah.
really does. That would have crushed on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
I know. So I don't know. It feels weird to like just see people, but to see people do Instagram, like comedy on Instagram.
Yeah. Especially
I don't know.
because it's people that you know as live performers.
Yeah.
So it's not just some rando like fake Instagram comedian. It's
Yeah.
like these are live performers, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like,
Well,
You know.
I've been playing it really safe. Like, I got invited to do a podcast like 2 days ago, and I actually said, "Can we do it some other day?" Like, they said it was like at 9:30, and said, "Do you want to come over and do a podcast right now?" And I said, I just wrote back like, "Can we do it later? Like, can we do it later in the week? Because I'm gonna go visit my mom, so I'd rather like if
oh, for sure. Yeah.
you know what I
yeah.
mean."
Right.
And it's like, also, it's one of those things. It's really funny. It's like I don't. It's weird because you know, we all have to almost kind of be like super cautious and almost an asshole type of way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, look, I know that you're like there. It might be with someone like I know you're super clean and you're washing your hands and you're being safe, so I have nothing to worry about. But then what if I don't know about the people you're hanging out with? Maybe they're not being that
Maybe
way.
they're nasty girls.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe they're sluts.
I mean, they're definitely sluts.
That's, yeah.
Are you should, when this is all done though, you should start a podcast with your mom.
I am going to start a
Oh.
podcast. Well, I jokingly, no, I would never start a podcast.
I would listen to it and I would give you reviews and I would go
God,
Reviews?
that's disgusting.
and I would go at the live shows.
No.
Yeah.
I imagine that if
With
you,
my mom, we would go.
Yeah.
We'd be your
if you
biggest
did that,
fans.
it would be even less because like, I talk a lot and then I'm like, you know what I mean, Chris? And then Chris goes, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
He says nothing, but your mom would speak to you even less.
Yeah,
You'd
even
be like,
less.
Mom, what do you think about this? And she'd be like, bueno.
Yeah. I do want to shoot something. I don't know if it's like, I would probably wait when things get a little like, where you have to like where things get a little more relaxed now. But I do want to shoot something on my phone where I'm at home reading jokes like that I wrote, like from Twitter or monologue style jokes. And then right next to me is my mom. She's like my Andy Richter. And then like I go, what did you think of those? And all she says is, please get a real job.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you make your mom laugh.
Yeah.
Did she, like, when you told her you were starting stand-up, was she like, oh, I get it, you've always been funny?
No, because I don't think her understanding of stand-up coming from like Mexico and just being older, she didn't know what a stand-up comedian is
But
in terms of the American stand-up.
Yeah,
you know.
But you're funny and sassy and silly at home.
Yeah, that's true. But she just it's just funny. You know, I'm just being funny.
But was she like not surprised though that she was like, you're a comedian because you're funny at home?
Yeah, I guess. I don't think we ever talked about it. I think she was just like, oh, okay, well, I feel happy that if you're happy trying this, keep trying it.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Your mom is so supportive.
This is pretty nice. She's heartbreakingly supportive is what I don't like.
Well, my mom called me a faggot in a Vroman's bookstore once.
You did tell me that.
Yeah.
Why did she call you that?
She did. It ruined your mother boy date.
Yeah, we were on a date.
Yeah.
She was just joking.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my mom is...
Did she say it in Spanish or in English?
In English. But my mom is
hurts
just
more?
like such a nice, kind-hearted lady. But she does have like a little edge where like we'll just be in the car and she'll just like see some lady like taking her time across the street and she will always say like, shake it but don't break it, bitch. And she'll just like say that and then I'll be like, Mom. So she does have that edge. So I think she was just joking because as soon as she said that, then she like started to laugh. But she wasn't like, because you're a faggot. She wasn't like that. But it was in the context of like, I was saying like, oh no, I can't do that. And then she was like, oh, because they think you're a faggot. And then just like, then she started laughing. And I was like, so offended. I threw away my iced coffee. It was half filled.
Did you do it in her face?
No, I didn't throw it in her. No.
No, not throw it on her face. Did you throw it away?
I threw it away half filled.
In front of her.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah.
were saying.
And that's the most dramatic thing you could, because you love iced coffee.
Yeah, I would never be able to throw anything in my mom's face, even if she did call me a faggot. I just couldn't do that. But she apologized. And it was fine.
That's good.
Yeah. This was years ago. I'm sure she would hate for me to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's not a reflection of her daily personality, but you know.
Well, guess your mom's getting canceled.
We all get
Yeah.
Girl, she's on lockdown.
Yeah, I'm going to cancel her.
Follow my mom on Instagram, Chuya1959.
Is she?
Yeah, she's on Instagram.
well.
She
What
doesn't.
does mom think too? 1959.
That's the year she was born.
Of course.
Yeah.
She doesn't follow anyone back though. So
Yeah. Oh, God.
Does she post stuff though?
Conceited.
I post stuff for her.
Yeah.
You do your mom's social media?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she
Yeah.
pay you?
No, she doesn't.
You're her PR person.
Yeah.
That's very Beyonce of your mom to follow 0 people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that about Beyonce.
I
She didn't
respect
give a
that.
shit.
Yeah. I respect that.
I almost reposted because it was St. Patrick's Day. I almost reposted the video of me Irish step dancing as a child, dubbed over with Beyonce, and that this was like years back. Beyonce's stylist reblogged, like regrammed it.
Yeah.
And
That was a
it
big
had
moment for you. I
it was
remember that.
a huge moment in my life, and there was like all these comments, and I still to this day I'm like, I think she saw it.
She probably did.
She
probably
would've
did.
done.
Because
Yeah.
he's like close with her. I feel like it was like in when she was doing like back-to-back tours. It was like that
Yeah.
era. The visual album had just dropped.
Yep.
So I still like to think that
Yeah.
that she saw that.
At least
I
her
like to
assistant saw
imagine
it.
that she saw it and she said, "Who's the little white bitch?"
No, it was so funny because people in the comments were like, "Go off, Peggy Sue,"
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
and then
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, but a lot of people were like, "Watch, Beyonce's gonna start doing these moves in her next video."
"Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny."
And I was like, still waiting for it.
That is cool though, because
Yeah.
she probably did watch it. That's really cool.
Maybe
I like that a lot.
if he showed it to her. But yeah, if she doesn't look at anything.
What are you in quarantine right now? This is like so weird. Like we're just all like, what do you guys do? But like,
So what are you
what
guys
do you,
doing?
what are things that you're watching, you're listening right now to?
I'm just watching just stuff on YouTube, stuff on Hulu. I want to like Netflix, whatever. It's like I haven't watched one yet, but I just want to start watching stand-up specials, like one a day.
Yeah.
You know, it's like why not? And then what I really want to do is start like there's like shows that it's like, well, I don't have shit to do, so I should just really sit down and watch this show.
Yeah.
Like I want to rewatch Cheers.
That's always a
Cheers
good
fan.
one.
Yeah, I want to rewatch that. I want to rewatch. Yeah, there's just a lot of shit that I want to watch and stand-up specials. I think, but I've been wasting my time just watching like dumb YouTube shit.
Same with me.
Yeah.
I love it's all decor. But I binged Shrill, I got caught up on Shrill, Pose. There's some new stuff I gotta like get into. Orangutan Jungle School, as I am now sponsored by them. I love them so much.
Are you playing Rosalia
yes,
nonstop?
So much. I love it. Oh, you sent me something. I gotta look at it.
Yeah, it's her singing a cappella for Vogue
nice.
Spain. Do you hate that?
I don't hate it. I just mock it sometimes. Like I'll make fun of it.
Yeah.
But I always make fun of his punk stuff.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we hate each other on this podcast.
It really does.
I mean, I love Rosalia.
I mean, I'm incredibly unhappy.
What else? Oh no, but I've moved on. I texted you about this, and you guys were like, "Oh, we've known about her for 5 years." But I literally just found out about her, which is Tierra Whack.
I love her.
Cannot fucking get enough of her music.
She's great. She has
fucking good.
She has that album with like 15 minutes, and it's 1 minute songs.
Whack
each.
World.
Yeah, Whack World, and then the videos are great because it's a video album.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
she is so fucking. I cannot. She's my workout track.
Yeah,
I just listen to that album Whack World and then her EPs over and over again.
There is nothing. I was thinking about this, like, if people are like depressed or like, oh, there's nothing to look forward to. There's nothing. There's no better feeling than when you like fall in love with an album.
Yes.
And the amazing thing is like your whole life, every year, there's going to be a new song or a new album you're going to get into. So I really do think like if you need something to look forward to, it's like it'll like come your way. You know, like for me, I'm no joke. When I discovered the Hamilton album, I listened to it. I know, whatever, but well, you know, millions of Americans aren't wrong. Okay, we love it. But when I listened to it, I don't think I've had that strong of a reaction where it was all I listened to for literally almost a year and a half. Like compulsively every day. Like I was just obsessed and like just totally like taken over by it.
That's what's good about like just having shit to listen to is great. I've been like, I usually don't like to buy albums online. Like I'll just buy I'll buy a record or a CD at the store.
Yeah, you do. Chris loves the vintage media.
Yeah.
What did you tell me once?
I call it, I'm into physical media. Okay?
Yeah, one time you said that to me.
I like holding things. I like seeing, like having a library of stuff, you know, as opposed to like, because if it's in my computer, I'm not really great at technology. I don't know if that shit's in the cloud. Like it might be, it might not be.
But you're very much a collector.
Yeah.
Like you have an album collection.
Yeah.
Vinyl. You're even collecting CD. Like I used to think it was quaint, but I'm like, oh, this is like your collection vibe.
Yeah, it's like a collection. It just feels nice to have a library of stuff. That's why I think it's always like kind of important. Also, like sometimes even just going to like, it sucks too. I mean, it wouldn't be the same now. Like you can order stuff online now. Up until a few days ago, like there was record stores. They would like, you can order stuff, call in, order stuff, pay for it over the phone, and we'll walk out to give it to you.
Yeah.
But now that everything's closed down,
just shut the fuck down. Yeah.
I mean, you can order stuff to get mailed to you.
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, it's okay. I'm just like, let me just, if I'm really trying to be safe. So I'm just like, you know, I'm sure they're taking care of they're like washing their hands. Whoever's mailing this, I'm sure is sending it out. Like they're doing their best to be clean.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just don't know. So I bought like a few things online to listen to. So yeah it's just nice though.
I just take a long time.
Myself.
You listen to a lot. You listen to music often, and you listen to a wide variety of music.
Yeah.
Like you have a ton. Like some people, their Spotify's are like thousands of playlists. But I told you, I was like, I get into one artist a year. And
you just
like
play them
I told you, I was
over
like, I just got into Rosalia, so you're going to need to give me 7 months on everybody else.
And how long was I trying to get you into Rosalia?
No, I know. But but I was on Ariana Grande. So... But I like get onto one thing and it just takes me a long time to. Also, I don't have time to like sit around and like listen to music. I'm usually listening to books on tape or podcasts. So
a good person who Nike got me into when we started dating is La India, Puerto Rican singer.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I fucking love her, and for the past like 2 years now, I've just been. She's my go-to music in Espanol. Like I love La India. She is so good. I think you would really like her. She's like big Puerto Rican 90s ballads and stuff like that. Great voice. I'll send her stuff.
2021, I think I have an opening.
I'll just keep sending it until you finally... But she has such a good voice. And not all her songs, but a lot of her songs are about how like she's just petty and wants to get revenge. And she hopes that you're... Dead. No, she just like hopes that you realize your like stupid mistakes. And just like, I just love how like petty she can be in her songs. And I love that.
That's very
That's very me.
That's very you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. There's this singer in Mexico. She's like this old ranchera singer, Paquita del Barrio, and like Paquita gets memed a lot now by like Generation Z of like Mexico and like Mexican kids who live out here. But Paquita is like known. She has songs like she's famous in her songs because she calls men ratones.
Yes.
So all her songs are just
Sirena.
all her songs are just rancheras and like ballads of like killing her husband for not treating
Is it
her
like,
well,
oh
and like really talking shit on men. And
It's
she's
like
an old.
Drowned Little Rat.
That's great.
Yeah, Paquita del Barrio. She's great.
That's a fun fact about...
What did she call ratones? Yeah, she calls all of them ratones. Yeah.
Fun fact about Chris, he's a very strong, powerful man, but he is terrified of rats.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
One time we were
You're not
walking,
scared of rats or mice or anything?
I'm not scared of them. I'm more scared of like weird spiders because remember that spider bit me on my ball and the ball skin started to turn black.
Oh, I vaguely remember you telling me
It
about
was like
that.
last summer, right, or something?
Yeah, I know what you did
fucking
last
terrible.
summer. Yeah. So and whenever I see a spider, I immediately think of my testicles. So I'm scared of them. Yeah.
No, I'm
My
scared
balls are fine, guys.
I'm scared of rats, mice, shit
Rodents.
like that. Rodents.
One time we were walking down the street. It was like evening, stroll or whatever. And then he like, in my mind, you like pushed me into the road. And I was like, what is happening?
It was a real fear. I let out one of those, like, when you're like a real guttural, like,
He literally just moved and like pushed me like into the street. And
this
then I was
fucking
like,
goofy bitch in her neighborhood. This bitch had a fucking rat
On her shoulder.
On her shoulder.
Yeah,
And
it
she was walking around on the street like, I'm just like,
She
as a pet, or she
a
didn't
pet?
know?
No,
fuck.
as a pet. She was
As
a
a
demon
pet.
and she was walking and it was a big fat rat on her shoulder and its little tail was all curled up.
yeah,
Ew.
that's not a fucking pet. I go, get that shit. I was so fucking mad. I was just like, I literally
But
let
I've never
out.
seen him react.
I let out one of those, like where you can't even scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen you react like that to anything.
Yeah.
People, was she
That
white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Here's the thing. White people have weird pets. And I will affirm this, and I've told this story before. When I was 6 years old and I was going to that prep school, Rebay Academy off the 2 freeway.
Yeah.
Y'all know it.
Yeah.
I was invited to this kid Joey's birthday party, and we went like somewhere in like La Cañada, to his like house, and it was all the kids, and it was like a lot of little white kids, but then some black kids and some Latino and some Asian kids. All the little white kids laid down, and then it was a reptile party, so they had this like reptile like animal guy come, and in this like storage box was a humongous fucking anaconda that they let crawl on these little boys, and everyone put them through their shirts.
Oh my God.
And my dad just went, hell no. And like just held me in the corner with his hand.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other little boys' dads were like, right? No. And it was mostly the not white kids whose parents were like, fuck this. And it was almost all the white kids being like, yeah, let's put a snake through us. Daddy. Yeah. And it was like literally this big fucking snake crawling over their chin and their faces. And they're all like, and my dad like walked out of there like, what the fuck was this? This was supposed to be a birthday party.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
And I remember he was so mad on the drive home. He was like, they didn't tell us that this was going to be like a reptile party. And then I was like, Daddy, it's like on the invitation. He's like, I thought that meant like the decorations are going to be like reptile. You're like, he's like, this is a little boy's party.
Yeah, but there's going to be like one of those people in a costume. It's like a Ninja Turtle.
Or just the cake. He thought the cake was going to be like Jurassic Park or something.
Yeah.
And then this guy pulls out like, because he first started off with like iguanas and different things, but then pulling out that snake, it was like,
No. The shout out to Ramsey episode, what Ramsey was like episode 9. Ramsey says that he was going to get a job as one of those guys that does those parties.
Yeah.
But then on the interview they go, and you're comfortable with storing the animals, right? And he couldn't convince Paige, his girlfriend, to let him store snakes and lizards in their
Oh, no.
That's too funny. Yeah, that's
so Ramsey.
That is just an awful
loves a hustle.
fucking kids party.
It's awful.
I mean, it makes me appreciate my nephew's party. He turned 1, and my younger sister threw him a big ass party.
Yeah.
And it was it was a baby shark party, and it was a fucking guy dressed like baby shark.
Yeah.
And it had a jumper, and that was it.
Oh,
It
you
was
gotta
great.
always have a jumper. Yeah, for little kid parties.
See, I grew up with a white brother. And he loves and still lives for and loves all reptiles.
Yeah, that's right.
Snakes, lizards, like even like African cockroaches. He
Oh,
loves all of
God,
them.
that's disgusting.
And one time when I was young, he had a snake that got out, pet missing. We don't know her. What happened?
Yeah, we don't know her.
And then a year later, my mom went to open the Christmas box, and the snake was curled up dead inside it because it had like followed, probably like chased a mouse or something into the decorations
And couldn't
box.
get out.
And so when my mom opened it, it was just a freaking dead ass snake curled up.
That's awful.
My dad also, and my dad would love to troll me, and he would like, we lived near Circle K, and he would find like empty candy bottles, or like you know, in the 90s it was like garbage pail candy, and it would be like a little garbage pail, and it would have little like fake trash candy in it. But my dad would find the empty like candy canisters from like Circle K or whatever, and then he would find creatures and insects to put them in.
Yeah.
And then he would give it to me as though he had just bought it at Circle K. Oh, he was a demon. Like one time, and we also
Truly a charming,
lived-
charming man and father. Didn't you tell me one time you opened one and there was a dead roach in there?
Yeah, no, it was a live roach. But there was like, we lived near a marsh too, so like there's a lot of like just things around there. Yeah, it was like this crazy ass, fat ass roach, and it was alive. If my dad found a dead snake, he would also like curl it up around the telephone.
Yeah, and this is why you guys have such a loving relationship.
A loving, positive relationship.
now.
Every year that I know Katy French, I find more horrific things out about her past.
I know.
That just makes me honestly respect her more.
Thank you so much. No,
It
but
makes me respect her more, and then also explains a lot more to me.
Well, now I know why you're friends with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm too like angry and like weird, and I feel like sometimes
crazy.
manic or crazy, like to where I'm like, why is this like nice like white lady friends with me?
you're a nice white lady friend.
Yeah.
But my
It's because you got water bugs and snakes as gifts when you were.
truly. And one time my dad had this bearded dragon. You know what bearded dragons look like? They're like the little horny lizards.
Yes.
And the funniest thing, like, so my dad had it, and he didn't have a like heat lamp for it, which you're not supposed to do. And my brother came over, and my brother was because my brother's like he's like friend to the reptiles or whatever, and he came over and he was so pissed at my dad. He was like cussing out my dad. He's like, this poor creature, and it's like only my brother could like find this poor horrifying like horned creature.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, it's so cold, you can't fucking do it because it needs like a temperature. And so my brother put the lizard under his own shirt and all day like kept it under his shirt.
Oh, man.
And like fed it little strawberries, and I was like, that is the most love I've ever seen my brother show.
That's how a weirdo kid loves.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
endearing, though.
He was
That's endearing.
35, but also I think that lizard got loose, and my dad put up lost lizard signs, and I think somebody found it.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
We also, at my mom's house, we had a desert tortoise growing up, and my mom... we found it like my stepdad has a rental property, and we found it in the backyard because it was hibernated. They hibernate for a part of the year, and my mom was like, "Is this thing dead?" Because it was a big ass one. We found it in the back in the weeds, and we kept it home, and we had it for a long time. Its name was Scruffy. I don't know why. Scruff. But my mom, on its shell, she put like our like a label for like return envelopes, or like your little label. She put like a sticker of our address on its shell, and then I think she like put clear nail polish because it like seals it to it, so it like lived with this little sticker on its back.
That's so funny.
And one time it got out, and it
somebody returned it.
It was a desert tortoise. It walked so slow. If you've seen them, they like move like nothing,
Yeah.
Also, when it would hibernate, we would just put it in the closet for a few months and just be like, anyways, he'll wake up one day.
So it basically just goes into its shell and just oh, that's so weird. And you just have this like weird like thing in the closet.
How long did you guys have it for?
I mean, honestly, we had Scruffy, I want to say, for like 6-7 years.
Wow.
But one time, this is the craziest
Until it passed
thing
away?
ever. This is the craziest thing ever. He got away. He got out one day, which first of all, we had to have had the door open for a long time, because for him to like make a run for it is about a 3-hour run.
Yeah.
And we live in a very hilly neighborhood, like up and down, whatever. They found him on the court steps, which are like up and down 2 enormous hills.
Yeah, jury duty.
Jury duty,
Yeah.
It's no joke.
That fool had a case.
Yeah.
He
He had to show up because he had priors.
Yeah, he had priors. That fool had a warrant.
But the fact
Gave
that
himself
somebody
up.
called us and was like, we think we found your turtle on the steps. And the crazy thing is, like, I mean, what a crazy bitch to go on that road trip. But he had to cross so many streets, and then he didn't get hit because it literally takes him like 45 minutes to cross a street.
Wow.
It was amazing. Fuck. Yeah, and he had no problems. Like, he didn't have a cracked shell or anything.
Shit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Scruffy was amazing. And to be
That's
honest,
great.
I don't remember how he died.
I saw this news story about this lady. I saw it on YouTube, but it was like a local news story from like somewhere like Minnesota or some shit. And it was this lady. She's in her 60s. I think she might be like 69, and she's had the same turtle that she had since she was a 10-year-old little girl.
Wow. They live forever.
And she's had it, and it's such a part of the family. She goes, when I die, like one of my daughters is gonna keep it, and
wow.
you know. She even said we've taken it on vacations with us. She goes, I've literally. She goes, this turtle has been with me forever. She goes, it's crazy. He goes, it actually gets sad if I'm not around for a long time, and like when it walks and it's more active as soon as it sees me. And this fucking turtle eats strawberries. It eats like greens, like. Man, it was so crazy to see.
Feeding turtles are fun.
It is so cute. And also, like, Scruffy, they have these really pink kind of human tongues.
Yeah.
So when he would eat little iceberg and, like, little strawberries, it was adorable. We'd make him a little baby salad.
Yeah.
And then he would just sit out there snacking, like, as slow as possible. He was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not creepy.
I would put ranch on it if put ranch in their salad.
And on our next episode, we're going to talk about iguanas.
Yes. But he was so cool. I totally forgot. You know, you just forget important people in your life. Scruffy played a big role.
He played a pivotal role in your life.
You would kind of forget about him, though, because he didn't talk or do anything.
It's the kind of pet you would forget about, though.
Hold up, he didn't talk? That's crazy.
Like, and then you would just be going to school and you just see this, like, big-ass, like, dinosaur in your backyard. Just,
That's
like,
so funny.
Staring
What's funny is people who keep those really big turtles.
Like the Galapagos kind of.
The ones that'll bite off your finger if the
like
snapping.
Snapping turtles are
like people have. There's people like in LA or in other places that keep those really big ones. It's like, wow, those are crazy.
I had a rich white friend growing up named Robert, and he had ferrets all just running around the house. They're illegal. They're crazy, but it's because they had a debilitating fear against snakes, and ferrets are the natural enemies to snakes.
Oh, that's the family did?
Yes. So ferrets will like look a cobra in the eye and be like, bitch, I don't care about you, and literally kill it.
Oh, yeah, because they're like mongoose.
They're the same family.
Yeah.
And so they literally look like mammal snakes. And so they can like, their way their bodies is they can tango with the snake and like skin it and turn it into a handbag or whatever. But he had snakes.
Are all ferrets gay?
Oh, yeah. But it would be weird because, like, we would be, like, I'd, like, be sleeping in the guest bed, and then, like, I put my feet down, and then you'd just hear this, like thing, and it would, like, bite your fucking toes.
Oh, did that hurt?
Yes. They're, like, sharp-ass ferret teeth. These are illegal animals.
They're like cokeheads. They're insane.
Yeah, they're insane. They're so mean.
I remember one time I went over to a girl's place that I was talking to at the time.
Yeah.
And this bitch had chinchillas running around her place. Yeah, she had little chinchillas. She had 3 chinchillas.
She was collecting them to make a coat.
No.
But they're so when I worked at animal magazines, we would do like photo shoots with all the animals.
Yeah.
And one time we had a chinchilla shoot, and so they brought in a bunch. What's so crazy about them is that so they're
so small and chubby.
They are, and they're so soft. It's like wild.
Yeah.
But they're like, I didn't realize, or I found out that like all rodents, like their teeth never stop growing. So that's why you have to give them stuff to gnaw on, and it's what they do in nature. And like actually when they go to like chinchilla farms that like are mistreating or, like abusive, like the chinchilla's teeth are like so mangled because they grew too long and they didn't give them stuff to gnaw on.
And now they're not even functional anymore.
Close them out. It's like really sad.
But I've seen
it was like, it's cute because it like sits there and it like gnaws on its little thing and like stares at you. And then they do this, the way they clean themselves in nature is like they give themselves little like sand baths. So what you do is you have this, it's kind of like a hamster ball, and they sell it's incredibly fine like silt, basically. It's almost like silky dirt or whatever, like very, very fine sand, and you put them in there, and then they literally do little somersaults, and they like rub their little faces and their little coats, and they do somersault after somersault, and that's how they bathe themselves.
Wow,
that's
crazy.
The cutest thing you've ever seen.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
They do shit a lot, but
Have you guys done the census?
I did. Yeah,
I did the census.
I did online. Did you?
Yeah, I did it online as well.
Mexican Americans have their own category now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't you see?
I don't know if I remembered. Yes, I did see the Mexican American.
Yeah, because it's like a whole separate page for Latinos, and then it's like Cuban, Puerto Rican, Mexican American, or Chicano. It actually had Chicano on it.
And then it's separate from Mexican American?
No, in the same, meaning Mexican American or Chicano, because they're interchangeable.
Like Mexican,
Mexican American, Chicano. It's like basically all Mexican Americans identify usually as one of the 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after that, then there was like some other kind of Latino, which like Dominican, Salvadoran, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was the three big groups: Mexican, Puerto Rican, and Cuban.
Yeah.
And
And then
New
below
Yorican.
that was like other, and they gave examples of like Guatemala and El Salvador.
If I did the census, all the races would just be celebrities. So I'd be like, are you Cardi? Are you
God.
Rosalia? Or are you Paris Hilton?
I would identify with a Paris Hilton.
Stupid.
I would identify with Cardi. Because
I know you would.
I'm always starting shit.
Because you crazy.
Yeah.
Her coronavirus Instagrams have been hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're at time, guys. So thank you so much
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun doing this while in quarantine.
in your true hell.
Yeah.
No,
This is.
it really got my mind off of things.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening.
Stay safe out there.
Stay safe.
Just real quick, I'm going to be doing shows in 2022 when they when this
The one
when
thing
this
we
all is
also
done.
did not mention is that Chris has been nonstop talking about his mixtape that he wants to do, and that makes me want.
Do you rap?
Yes, I
die.
do rap. I'm releasing a diss song against Corona. It's called.
Don't laugh. I've been hearing this.
Well,
all
no,
week.
it's really. I'm working on it. I was just telling my sister that like right now it's because I can't do stand up. I want to focus on things that make me feel creative and I work, which is why I'm working on the diss song against Corona. But I'm calling it "I Ain't Scared of the Rona."
And can you tell them your name too?
MC Estrada.
That's a great name.
Yeah, thank you.
MC.
Find him,
Estrada.
find him on SoundCloud.
So like,
don't like.
Hold
or
on,
subscribe.
don't
Definitely
shut
don't
up.
like.
So don't stop recording yet. So the whole angle. Now I'm really excited to be here. So because I was thinking a lot of people are releasing coronavirus songs right now, but they're all going at it the coward's way. They're all saying, "Oh, be careful, don't go outside, wash your hands." They're making songs like that. I'm doing it the different angle. I'm going at coronavirus. I'm going at the Rona. I'm saying, you a bitch ass virus, and I'm like, you ain't Spanish flu. Like I'm just you ain't even the plague.
You ain't Spanish flu.
Yeah.
I go to spring break. I might lick your motherfucking face.
Well, I go, you ain't Spanish flu, fool. And then like I kind of like so I've been doing stuff like that, and then
That was a great.
Yeah.
That was great. You ain't Spanish flu. Fool.
Yeah, so I'm doing stuff like that. It's so I'm gonna
beef.
and also, but what's interesting about it is I thought to myself, how am I gonna battle? How am I gonna drop a diss track against Corona? And I was thinking, what's my angle? Like, how am I gonna approach this? And then I was thinking about how Eminem did it in 8 Mile. My song is gonna be, I'm gonna be everything coronavirus could do to me. I'm gonna rap about that. And just like how Eminem did in his final battle.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Well, it's just we have the same sort of trajectory. So I just thought to myself, like, that's how I need to do it.
You're both white from Michigan and have terrible relationships with your daughters.
Yeah.
And I do love you both,
Yeah.
actually. And I will leave one of you for the
Okay,
other.
but no, seriously though, Eminem, his new music video.
I saw the video.
The brown hair, it looks not good. It's like I don't know. I don't like it.
He's had it for a while now.
He's had it, but it looks like a dad rapping. And I know he's good at rap, but like,
Do you
something
remember
with
though
the
when
hair.
8 Mile came out, we were all like, oh my God, he has brown hair. It was like when Carrie
Oh,
Bradshaw
yeah,
died
that's
in the
right,
dark.
that's right,
Remember?
yeah.
It was like his 180.
Man, what was that poor actress's name that died?
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, she did she die of a drug overdose or something?
No, she died of a heart attack in the shower, and it was under mysterious circumstances because her husband also died.
Oh, that fool died too?
Yeah,
like
so-
around the same time, or
Yes. There's actually been conspiracy theories because they both had like some weird contacts with like Russia. And so a lot of people theorize because they died in like a really weird way.
Yeah.
That it was, the same type of thing that they say about Marilyn Monroe, meaning like they knew something in their celebrity, they got access to a thing that maybe they shouldn't have, even if it was not like their fault that they just stumbled upon it or whatever. So then they were killed because of that. That's just a theory, but it is weird that they both died. She had eating disorder problems, so people were like, her heart just gave out.
Yeah.
Which is
What
possible.
happened to Amy Winehouse too.
Right. But no, didn't she die of alcohol poisoning?
No, they said actually what she died from was like organ failure or whatever, because of her bulimia. So yes, it was like alcohol, but it was actually because of that.
Whoa.
She had put so much stress on her body. I think it was a heart thing too. I think that was the
Damn,
same
I don't know if
situation.
you guys feel comfortable talking about this one. I mean, we don't know him. He'll never listen to this.
Okay.
But you know the Eddie Murphy conspiracy?
No.
Well, Eddie Murphy years ago got caught with a transgender prostitute.
Yes.
That transgender prostitute died a year later. in mysterious
shit.
circumstances where she literally like they say it's suicide, but like she had jumped off her apartment window or something like that.
Yeah.
And like people have said like there's a conspiracy theory that he had her killed. Isn't that
Right.
crazy?
It wouldn't be that far off. My biggest fear,
That wouldn't be far off at all. A lot of people,
I mean, I don't think it's a crazy. I don't.
No,
I
it's not.
actually don't think it's crazy at all.
In fact, that very reason happens to people who transgender people who don't sleep with someone famous.
Yeah.
The straight dudes were fucking these transgender women.
Yeah.
And they are on the DL. And if they ever get, if there was like a threat, like, hey, if you don't do this for me, I'll expose you, or if they just even have a fear of that, they've been known to kill these women.
Yeah.
Because they don't want them to expose them, you know?
And the conspiracy behind this too is that they had also seen each other more than once. So maybe they had an ongoing sort of like relationship where they saw each other a few times to like hook up. But that's a conspiracy theory. About him.
I mean, anyone in his special who says faggot, the amount of times that he said in his first special, it's like, dude, you think about this too much. There's something in you that you're insecure about, and maybe he was straight, but he does like trans women, and he likes that there's like a dick and balls there, or maybe not, but he likes that androgyny. Why would he go to this woman for that?
That's why I respect. Do you know the comedian Jim Norton?
Yeah, he talks about it openly.
He talks about
I
it
love
openly.
that.
He actually like maybe a year, like 2 years ago. I think it was maybe 2 years ago or longer. He's a columnist for Time magazine.
Yeah,
and he wrote a thing in support of like transgender.
Yeah,
and then he was like, yeah, he talks about it support like he always talks about it. He even talked. It was really interesting. I saw a podcast interview with him where he said, yeah, I used to like pick up transgender prostitutes and stuff like that. And he goes, the thing that I wrestle with now as an older man who knows more about the world is sometimes what does keep me up at night is whether I seen people who were forced to do something they shouldn't be doing. Yeah. And then, but yeah, he's always like talked about it. I mean, some of his specials, like one of his specials on Netflix, it's really funny. It's like, it opens up with like him making out like with a transgender person who's like, I think she like shows her dick or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's never hit it.
very punk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
okay, but before you guys go back to my SoundCloud link, it's gonna fuck the Rona. I ain't scared of the Rona.
Let's hear you spit some bars like
Well,
Sway in the
yeah,
morning.
Well, I actually
Let's
don't
get a beat.
yeah, let's get a beat.
Well, I would rather hear that for the release. Like, I would rather wait for people
That's
to
what
hear.
Iggy Azalea said to Sway.
Well, she is one of my favorite rappers, though. So I don't know what you're trying to do there. So
no, I think
'Cause I
let's
do
give you.
have
I'm
to-
gonna give you a banger.
You
here.
know-
Here you go.
it's actually.
Oh, wait.
Hold on.
Go.
Yeah, that's a chill beat. I'm not really feeling that. I go a little more aggressive. Just wait for Monday. I'll be putting that out.
Is that?
You don't have to do this.
That's not a good.
Because I'm not gonna. People aren't gonna listen to it until I world
Hey,
premiere.
great news! This one's
Got
called
it.
Fuck the Rona on Monday. So guys, Monday it's getting dropped, and then in 2022 I'll be doing shows again.
It'll get dropped once
When half of the
once I teach him
population
how to
is dead.
put up a link on SoundCloud.
Chris is one of the older millennials. He's right on the cusp.
I'm actually Generation X. I'm
He's
40
actually a baby boomer.
No,
I'm 47.
I always say I thought I was dating a young Mexican man. Turns out I'm dating an old Mexican uncle. Shout out to the Tios in the world.
Shout out to all my tios.
Okay. Thanks for coming on, Chris.
Yeah, you got it. All right, fuck the Rona.
Fuck the Rona. Bye.
Fuck you.
Living glam, living rock, living with Jonathan and Katy.